Okay, good morning sa inyo, class. So this is for those people na nag-take pa ng removal exam. So this is the correction, no, ng mga problem. So first, let us answer the first question. A ball is released from rest and rolls down an inclined plane requiring 4 seconds to cover a distance of 100 centimeters. What was its acceleration in centimeters per square second? So first, let us have the given. Given dito, we have a certain ball, no, na nasa inclined plane. So let's have this as the ball and nandun sa inclined plane. So it started from rest, so therefore the initial velocity is zero, no? Based dito, release from rest and rolls down an inclined plane requiring 4 seconds to cover a distance of 100 centimeters. So galing dito, from this point up to a certain distance na 100 centimeters. Ang kinuha niya, this becomes now your displacement. No, this is now your displacement, and then we have a time of 4 seconds based dito sa problem, di ba? Requiring 4 seconds to cover the distance of 100 centimeters. We are asked to determine the acceleration. So, based dito sa given natin, we have displacement, we have the initial velocity, and then the time. What are the formulas that we can use? So, isulat ko lang dito yung mga formula na alam natin. We have the final velocity as equivalent to the initial plus the acceleration multiplied by time. Diba? We also have the change in displacement. So this becomes now something like a change in displacement, assuming that this is the initial. Kung dito yung initial na position natin, so we can consider the displacement as zero hanggang a certain final displacement to 100 centimeters from the origin. So this is now your change in displacement as equivalent to the initial velocity multiplied by time plus 1/2 AT squared. So this is another formula. And then you also have not VO, but the final velocity squared is equivalent to the initial velocity plus 2 AS. Tama? Or 2 delta S. But medyo ganito lang yung formula natin. Now, based on sa given, you have the initial velocity, you have the time, you have the change in displacement. The formula that we can use is the second equation, di ba? As you can observe, wala naman tayong final velocity ito. Hindi natin to alam. Although we can determine the final velocity. But in the given problem, ang hinahanap lang naman, di ba? We are asked to determine what? The acceleration. Tama? Verify natin. What was its acceleration in centimeter per second squared? So, using the equation 2, we can determine the acceleration. So, you can manipulate this equation first to suit your needs, or you can just substitute the values, no? Pwede naman tayong mag-substitute na lang ng values. So, these are the solution. So, solution. The change in displacement would be equivalent to the initial velocity multiplied by time plus 1/2 multiplied by the acceleration multiplied by the square of time. So dito, as you can observe, the initial velocity is 0. So therefore, any number multiplied by 0 would still be 0. No? So wala naman tong value. So change in displacement would be 100. This is equivalent now, therefore, to 1/2 a t squared, or not t, but rather 4 seconds squared. Take note that the 100 is in centimeters. Okay? So based dito, may nakita kong mga sagot na nag-times dito. 4 squared to, ano? So 4 squared is 4 times 4. It's not 4 times 2. Okay? So this becomes, sige, multiply muna natin to by 2 para matanggal natin tong 1/2 na to. So, makakancel yung 2 dito, multiplied by 2. So, may have now 200. Tapos, A multiplied by 4 squared is ilan yan? That is 16, which is 4 times 4. So, divide both sides by 16. So, we have 200 divided by 16 as equivalent to how much kaya? Tingnan natin. 200 divided by 16, you have 12.5. So, therefore, the acceleration the acceleration would be equivalent to 12.5 centimeter per second squared. No, so this is now the answer to number one. Now, let's move on to the second question. So sabi dito, find the tension in each chord in the figure below if the weight of the suspended body is 200 newtons. So, ayan. So yung suspended daw na weight W is 200 newtons. So this is not a given. Ilagay lang natin sa gilid. Ano? For number two, given you have W as equivalent to 200 newtons as well as lagay na natin din yung figure. So this is, sabi sa problem, this one is 60 degrees. Andito yung weight W. So kung 60 dito, that is also 60 here. No? Tapos may 45 degrees tayo dito. Somewhere around here, this is 45. So kung 45 yan, dito is also 45. 45 degrees. So W is 200 Newton. So this is C, this is A, this is B. Now, this is 30 points. Ano? So dito, yan lang yung figure natin. We are asked to find the tension in each chord. In each chord yan, ano? So take note that the chord C is included. Kaya nga 30 points ito kasi 10 points per chord A, B, C. So if you look at this figure, no? Balik tayo dito sa figure natin. No, dito sa figure na to, if we cut this portion, cut natin tong portion na to, we can easily determine the tension in the chord C. No, kasi ang matitira sa figure natin is something like this. This is the weight W at saka syempre this is the tension sa C. Now weight W would pull this downward and pag peak summation ta, weight W is equivalent to 200 newtons. Pag nag-summation tayo ng forces along Y, is equivalent to 0 kasi considering na walang movement yung object natin. Positive yung upward. So we have 0 as equivalent to C minus 200 Newton. Wherein the tension sa C would be equivalent to 200 Newton, which is very much pamigay na tong puntos na to. Di ba? Pinapamigay na tong puntos na to. And take note na may mga sumagot na ng number 2 problem na A and B lang yung dinetermine. Which is mas mahirap nga. Mas mahirap naman yung A and B. Now, going back to our figure kanina. So, our free body diagram, therefore, would be like this. No? 200 Newton here. We have 60 degree here. Na, I think this is A. Na 60 degree. And then, another na 45 degree na B. No? So, hanapin natin yung tension sa A and B. However, yung C, alam na natin na this one is equivalent to 200 newtons. So, therefore, paano natin ito magagawa? No? So, dito, if you can observe, pag nag-summation tayo sa B, no? I rather summation tayo ng sa Y, summation of forces along Y, as equivalent to 0, pataas nga ang positive, you have to include 200 and tension ng A and tension ng B. Take note of the angles, no? So, may mga confused pa dito na sabi na pag cosine, pag x ang hinahanap, dapat cosine. Pag y ang hinahanap, dapat sine. Which is a misconception or misunderstanding in your tawag dito, misunderstanding siya, no? Kasi nakadepende pa rin tayo sa kung anong angle yung nandito. Take note that we go back to the principles or rather the trigonometric functions na so, ka, towa, no? So, katowa. Ibig sabihin, taking into consideration B, so ito si B, ito si B. If this is 45 degrees, yung component na to, yung x component ng B, or let's say B sub x, will be equivalent to what? B cosine 45. Kasi itong side na to, it is the adjacent. Ano yung adjacent dito sa 45-degree angle? And considering that B is the hypotenuse. Now, yung B sub y naman, napupunta siya dun sa taas. Siyempre, isasayon taman sa direction ka, kang B, no, contention B. Ito naman, this becomes B sub y, no, which is equivalent to B sine 45. Kasi itong side na to, itong part na to is opposite dun sa 45-degree angle. No? So this becomes now B sine 45. Now, let's now talk about tension A. So tension A, as you can observe, downward siya. No? Pababa. Papunta dun sa west. So dito, itong part na to, oops, itong part na to, if this is 60 degrees, this is A sub Y. This one is equivalent to A cosine 60. No? So as you can observe, hindi na sine kahit nasa Y. No? Kasi nakadepende palagi tayo dun sa angle. No, nakadepende tayo dito sa angle. Kung adjacent siya dun sa angle, this becomes now cosine. No? And take note, yung x component na to, which is a sub x, this is now equivalent to a sine 60 degrees kasi opposite siya dito sa angle. Now, dun madalas namamali yung mga students, ano? For those na alam na to, very good sa inyo, ano? Okay ako sa inyo. But dun sa mga hindi pa, take note nito. Ano? Kasi this is the basic dun sa trigonometry. Hindi kayo mag-focus na pag x-axis dapat cosine, pag y-axis dapat sine. Hindi ganun. Dun tayo sa angles, no? If it is adjacent dun sa given angle, then we can use cosine. If it is opposite dun sa given angle, we can use sine. Okay? So I hope malinaw yun. Now, let's have the summation of forces along y as equivalent to 0. Now, focus tayo dito sa figure natin dito. 0 would now be equivalent to 200 newtons. No? So, pababa yung 200. So, therefore, this is negative. We have positive na b. So, plus b. B sub y muna tayo. Kasi pataas to, ano? Yung y component ng b is pataas. Napupunta doon. So, you can observe yung direction niya is pataas. So, b sub y minus yung y component naman ng a, which is yung a sub y. And alam naman natin yung mga values na to based dito sa nakuha natin sa gilid, no? So this becomes equivalent to, so therefore a sub y would be equivalent to b sub y minus 200 newton. So I hope malinaw lang naman to. So expand na to. A sub y would be equivalent to a cosine 60, and b sub y, as you can observe dito, is b sine 45. So b sine 45 minus 200 Newton. So we divide both sides by cosine 60, divide both sides by cosine 60. The tension sa A would be equivalent to B sine 45 minus 200 Newton all over cosine 60. And as you can observe, hindi pa tayo tapos dito. Next naman, let's have summation of forces along X. So this one is equivalent to 0. Papunta sa right yung positive. So alam naman natin dito, nakuha na natin yung mga X component. Ano? So we have 0 as equivalent to, papunta sa right, that is bx, positive yung bx, minus a sub x. No? So, ayan, plug in lang natin yung mga values nito. B sub x is b cosine 45 and a sub x is a sine 45. So a sine 45. So as you can observe, parang mas convenient kung itong summation muna tayo sa x muna pala, ano. But let's continue. So again, any solution will do. Ano, kahit anong solution naman, you will still arrive at the right answer as long as tama yung process mo. Kasi pwedeng dito na lang tayo kumuha ng value ng A imbes na dito sa part na to. Pwedeng ganun, no? Or you can twist the axis. So ang pinapresent ko ngayon is just one solution. No, isang solution lang naman to. No, so simplify natin to. So we have A as sige, himay-himay natin. A sin 45 is equivalent to B. Ay, ba't para na to 45? Hindi to 45 isa. A sin 60 dapat to. Mali pa tayo. A sin 60. This one is also in 60. So B cosine 45. So we divide both sides by sine 60. Divide this by sine 60. So therefore, A would be equivalent to cancel. B cosine 45 over sine 60. No? So, yan na ngayon yung value ng A natin. So, plugging in the value of this one dito sa equation na to. So, plug natin yung equation, itong equation na to. So, what is the value of A? Sabi natin, B cosine 45 over sine 60. So, this one is equivalent to B sine 45 minus 200 Newton all over cosine 60. So, medyo complicated rin yung equation natin. So, simplify lang natin to by multiplying both sides by cosine 60. So dito, we have B cosine 45 multiplied by cosine 60 all over sine 60. So therefore, ito cancelled na to. So we have here B sine 45 minus 200 Newton. So simplify lang natin to. Alamin natin yung ano ba yung mga values ng cosine 45, cosine 60, sine 60. So tingnan natin. So cosine 45 is 0.707. So multiply na natin to diretso sa ano. I-perform na natin to equation na to sa calculator na. Cosine 60 divided by sine 60. So therefore, yung component ng B would be 0.408 B. So this one is equivalent to B sine 45 rather. So sine 45 is equivalent to 0.707. So 0.707 B minus 200 Newton. So manipulating this equation, pag nilipat natin yung 707 sa kabila, so you have 0.408 B minus 0.707 B. This one would be equivalent to negative 200 newtons. So dito, minus lang natin to 0.408. You have negative 0.299. It's equivalent to negative 200 newtons. So as you can observe, parang 0.3 lang naman to. Ano? So we divide both sides by 299 dito. So we divide both sides by 0.299 negative. Negative 0.299. So B would be 200 divided by, sabi ko nga, parang 0.3 lang naman to. So we have the value of B as equivalent to 666.67. No? 666.67 Newton. So ito na ngayon yung tension sa B. Now, plugging in this value, nakuha natin na tension sa B dito sa equation na to para makuha natin yung A. So A is equivalent to 0, ay 0 point, it's not 0, but 666.67 cosine 45 over sine 60. So this becomes, multiply natin to by cosine 45 and then divide by sine 60. You have the value of A as equivalent to 544.33 Newton. So this is now your final answer. Now, if you have an answer na medyo close dito, so pwede na rin natin yan. Depende sa process. Ano, kasi more on, minsan sa rounding off, nagkakaroon ng pagkakaiba-iba. Okay? So, yeah. So that's for number 2. Now, let's move on to item number 3. No, a uniform plank, 15 meters long, weighing 400 Newton, rests asymmetrically on two supports 8 meter apart. A boy weighing 640 Newtons starts from A and walks towards the right at a distance of 5 meters from A. Determine the value of the reaction forces RA and R sub B. And based dito sa problem, given na yung R sub A and R sub B, kung alin yung dalawang yan. Okay? So dito, this is actually simple lang naman tong problem na to. No? So this is the first support, second support, ulitin lang natin yung drawing. This is 400 newtons. Medyo bilis-bilisan ko lang to. 8 meters. Ay, 8 meters. Hindi to yung 8 meters. Ang 8 meters dito is from this point up to this point. Ito yung 8 meters. So therefore, kung nasa gitna yung 400 newtons, this one is 4 meters from A. No? And then, we have the boy here. No? So this one, the distance naman ito is nasa 5 meters as you can observe dito sa figure natin. So this is now RA. And then andito yung RB. Now, lagay lang natin tong 640 dito. 640 Newton. Dalawang moments lang naman to. You can use one moment and then summation ng forces, or you can use 2 moments. Walang problema. Again, there are so many ways to kill a cat, sabi nga kaya ni Sir Parts. So, ayun. So dito, summation tayo ng moment at point A if this is A. No, as equivalent to 0. Let's have clockwise as the positive. So 0 is equivalent to 400 newtons. This is now the force ng ito yung weight ng beam, no? 400 newtons. So we have 400 newtons multiplied by the moment arm. So yung moment arm na sinasabi natin, it is kung saan tayo nag-pivot, kung saan yung pivot natin. Take note that we are determining the moments at A dito sa point na to. Hanggang dito sa portion ng 400 newtons. And as you can observe, this is the perpendicular distance. Okay? So, 400 newtons, moment arm niya is from this point hanggang dito, that is 4 meters. No? And from this point, galing naman sa point na to hanggang dito, para naman doon sa 640. So, ayan. It will still cause a clockwise movement. So, meron tayo dito plus. Meron din tayo ditong plus 640 multiplied by 5 meters. Okay? And then, take note that R sub B is 8 meters from A. So, and also, syempre, to counteract the moments ng dalawa, yung R sub B would be moving opposite, no, dun sa, it will cause an opposite movement. So, this becomes negative R sub B multiplied by the moment arm of from A to B, that is 8 meters. No? Nasa 8 meters baga ang distance niya. Perpendicular distance. Take note that R sub B is moving vertical. No? Vertical yan, pataas yan. So ang moment arm niya would be the horizontal distance. Dito. Kasi yung B papunta doon yung B, no? Papunta doon yung B. So ang perpendicular distance niya would be this one, no? Or the closest distance dun sa force. So R sub B multiplied by 8 meters. And manipulating this equation, you now have R sub B as equivalent to 400 times 4, you have 1,600 Newton meter plus 640 times 5. Okay, so ito hindi ko na kayang i-mental. 640 times 5, 3,200 Newton meter. And yung component ng B na 8 meters, divide lang natin dito sa kapila. Okay, so sige, isa-isa yung tuloy natin. So, meron tayong 8, di ba dito? So, we divide both sides by 8 para makancel yung 8 na nandito. So, R sub B therefore would be equivalent to 1,600 plus 3,200. So, that is 2 to 4,800 divided by 8. No? So, 4,800 divided by 8, you have R sub B as equivalent to 600 Newton. Take note that 8 is in meters. So ito, naka-Newton meter. So cancel yung meters dito. So R sub B would be equivalent to 600 Newtons. Now, to get the R sub A, para makuha naman natin R sub A, take note pala dito sa moment sa A, hindi natin kinonsider yung R sub A kasi tatama siya dun sa pivot point. So any force that hits the point kung saan nag-moment, magiging zero yung wala siyang rotation na mangyayari. Walang moment na mangyayari doon. Ano, walang movement. As you can observe, kailangan may moment arm para magkaroon ng pag-ikot, no? Now, kung dito yung ano natin, dito yung force, andito yung pivot, ang yung force man dito. So, ang tendency, wala naman siyang walang walang pag-ikot. Siguro pwedeng ma-push, but there will be no rotation that will happen. There will be no movements, okay? So, taking into consideration that R sub B equals to 600 newtons, dito naman tayo mag-moment sa point B. So at point B, summation ng moment tayo sa B would be equivalent to 0. Let's have again clockwise as the positive. So 0 would be equivalent to um, negative 640 newtons multiplied by, ilan ba to? 8 meters yung total span, tapos 5 meters siya galing dun sa kabila. So therefore, yung part na to, itong part na to, from this point up to this point would be 8 meters minus 5, which is equivalent to 3 meters. No? So this one is 3 meters minus 400. No? Minus kasi these two forces will cause a counterclockwise rotation considering that dito tayo nagsimula sa B. Rather, dito tayo nag-moment sa B. So 400 multiplied by 4 meters. Okay? Now, R sub A would be positive kasi it will cause a clockwise moment. Take note, ano, nandito siya sa dulo. So, ang mangyayari kaya, pag push mo yan, R sub A, it will cause a clockwise rotation. Take note lang that clockwise or counterclockwise, ang positive, depende sa indo. Depende sa kung anong ilalagay ng dalig sa gilid. This is just the guide. Ano, guide lang yan. Kung anong gusto mong gibuhong positive, may problema. So, R sub A, we multiply this by 8 meters kasi ito yung moment arm niya. Now, take note na ang pinagkaiba lang natin dito sa kabila, imbes na 3 meters, ay imbes na 5 meters, naging 3 meters na lang siya. So, solve natin to. Again, wala na dito yung R sub B kasi yung R sub B tatama siya dun sa pivot point natin. No? So, ayan. So manipulating this equation, you now have R sub A multiplied by 8. So nilipat natin yung R sub A sa kabila. So if this is positive, magiging negative dapat siya dito. But since ginawa ko na siyang positive, mangyayari, ma-inverse na si signs. Kani mga yaang digdi. So we have 640 multiplied by 3, 1920 plus 400 times 4, still you have 1/6. Tama ba? 400 times 4. Tama, 1/6. So, yan. 1 plus 119, 1920. So, we have here 3, 5, 20 Newton meters. So, this is R sub A multiplied by 8. We divide both sides by 8. So, cancel, cancel. R sub A becomes 3, 5, 20 divided by 8. You now have the value of R sub A as 440 newtons. Okay? So, madali lang naman, di ba? Now, another approach would be to have summation of forces along Y as equivalent to 0. Pataas ang positive. Hanapin natin what will be the value of R sub B, or rather R sub A. So, dito, if this is 0, pataas ang positive. So you have R sub A plus yung R sub B natin, which we already know using this moment. Pero lagay mo natin R sub B. Minus 400 minus 640. So 400 minus 640, ay rather, 400 plus 640, you have 1040. So R sub A plus 600 minus 1040. So, bawasan natin to ng 600 R sub A. Therefore, would be equivalent to 440 newtons. No? So, madali lang. Pag nag-summation tayo ng forces. Okay, so both approach are correct. Any approach will do. Pwede niyong unahin muna mag-moment sa B, walang problema. Still you will arrive at the right answer kung tama ang process nindo. No, kung tama ang process. Take note na yung 400 newtons natin dito na nandito sa gitna, this is not the center of gravity, 'di ba? Kung uniform yung plank, di mo naman kaipuhan ko anon si weight kang yang digding side, kung yang digding side na 3.5, di ba may 3.5 dito sa kabila. Wala nang sense. Ano, hindi na natin siya kailangan. Kasi you can concentrate the load dun sa gitna ng plank. No, pwede natin i-consider na yung load na yon ng plank is nandun na mismo sa gitna. Okay? Pwede natin siya i-concentrate doon. Okay, so that is one part of the center of gravity topics. Okay, so let's move on to other problems. May pa tayong problem dito. Ito, a block of mass 8 kilograms is pushed 5 meters along horizontal frictionless surface by a horizontal force of 40 newtons. The block starts from rest and how much work is done? So ito, we have now this block. We have this horizontal area. Big push siya ng, ano ba to? 40 newtons. Tapos ang mass daw nito is 8 kilograms. No? So 8 kilograms. We push from this point up to a certain point na 5 meters. So there are some na nakinuha pa yung weight nito, na tawag dito, na kung ano-ano pang ginibo. But the basic formula here would be this one. Work is equivalent to the force multiplied by the distance. Take note that kung kinuha mo yung weight nito multiplied by acceleration, you will obtain the weight, di ba? Now, weight is papunta din sa baba. This is now weight. However, yung displacement natin is sideways, ano, perpendicular dito sa direction ng weight. So therefore, there will be no movement associated with the force na weight, no? So therefore, there will be no work that is done by the weight. No, kasi this one is also counteracted by the normal force. Okay? So yung movement lang talaga natin dito would be based dito sa 40 newtons. So ito lang yung gagamitin natin. So we have 40 newtons multiplied by the distance na 5 meters. So therefore the work would be equivalent to 200 newton meter or 200 joules. No, pareho lang naman yan. So ito lang yan. 10 points. Okay? Easy. So let's talk about number 5. At 8 pesos per kilowatt, what does it cost to operate a 10 HP motor for 10 hours? No. So ang given natin dito for number 5, 8 pesos per kilowatt hour, no? Kilowatt hour. And then you have 10 HP motor that is operated for 10 hours, no? Ang tinatanong sa atin dito, yung cost. No? So therefore, kung cost ang aaralan natin, kukunin natin yung pesos. So this can be solved using unit analysis, but basic knowledge on conversions, uh, kailangan mo rin. So 10 HP, multiply natin to, convert natin sa kilowatt, kasi ito kilowatt yung gamit natin dito. Diba? So 10 HP, we multiply this by 0.746 kilowatt per horsepower. So therefore, compute pa ba tayo? We have 7.46 kilowatts conversion. We multiply this by 10 hours. So mayroon tayo dito 74.6 kilowatt hour. So as you can observe, ito na yung kilowatt hour. May kilowatt hour tayo dito. So converting this to cost, we multiply this by 8 pesos. 8 pesos per kilowatt hour. So as you can observe, cancel, cancel. So we have 74.6 multiplied by 8. So this becomes 596.8 pesos. No? So that is how you determine the price. Depende sa nakonsumong energy. No? Take note that kilowatt hour is energy to, or yung work that is, or could be considered as the work that is done or the energy that is consumed. Take note that power is in kilowatts, which is also in joules per second, which is joules is the unit for energy and S is in time. So therefore, if you multiply the power, which is in kilowatt, by the time, what we're trying to determine is actually the energy consumed. Diba? So I hope malinaw yun. No? Kasi as you can observe, kilowatt hour is a unit for energy. Parang kinancel mo yung time component kasi yung H natin dito or yung hour natin is nasa taas, nasa numerator. No? And in terms of power, nasa denominator yung time. No? So pag mangyayari, pag minultiply natin by hour, makakancel yung unit ng time, matitira is in terms of energy. Although, syempre, hours yung isa is in seconds. But that is how you price energy. No? So, let's move on to number 6 para matapos na tayo. Determine the resultant of the four forces. 100 newtons in the direction 30 degrees west of north, 400 newtons 60 degrees north of east. Ito medyo mahaba to. Kaya niya na to. Pero sige, siguro gawin ko lang yung figure. Teka lang. Alisin natin ito dito. Dala niya na kung saan. Yan. So, okay. So dito, resultant ng four forces. Ano? So if we have, again, this is north, south, west, east. So terminology is 100 Newton in direction 30 degrees west of north. So if this is north, alam yung west nito, pupunta lang sa left. Nakapunta sa left. So ito yung sinatawag nating 30 degrees west of north. No? So ito na yun. So we have 1,000 newtons here. Then 400 newtons 6 degrees north of east. So if this is east, saan yung north niya? Papunta sa taas. So therefore, ito yung 400 newton. North of east, so therefore, north ng east yung movement ng angle natin, which is 60 degrees. And then you also have 200 newton south. And then 400 newtons, 53 degrees west of south also. So if this is south, saan yung west niya? Punta rin sa west. Ano punta dun sa left? So we have here another 400 newton. And then ito yung sinasabi natin, 53 degrees west of north. So that is how you interpret this problem. And then, again, most of the mistakes comes from your understanding of SOHCAHTOA. No? As I have observed, magdepende kita sa kung anong angle. Munyakan sa'yo ng angle. Anong dinodetermine mong sides. For example, if this is 30 degrees, ito yung x component nito, which is 1,000 sine 30. Kasi opposite siya ng angle na 30 degrees. Dito naman, yung x naman nito, as you can observe, is cosine. Kasi nandito adjacent siya ng 60 degrees. Ano? So I hope malinaw yun. Ulit-ulitin ko yan hanggang maintindihan ninyo kasi hindi kayo makakapasa kung hindi nyo ito malalaman. No, kasi this is the very basic. So I hope malinaw to, part na to. And then you can already solve this problem. I-stop ko na kasi medyo mahaba na yung recording. Baka hindi nyo na ito panoorin hanggang dito sa dulo. No? So, you can also solve this problem on your own. Ayan. Ang importante talaga dito yung moments and then yung forces. Okay? Thank you.